Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special Father's Day edition of the CFRL. Tonight, it is race 22 of the 2024 Cup Series season, and we are heading to wine country in Northern California for the lefts and rights of Sonoma Raceway. Now, before we get going here tonight, I would like to address a little bit of an elephant in the room. Of course, as many of you know, last week, the multiplayer servers for both Heat 5 and 21 Ignition unexpectedly shut down. So we were not able to run Sonoma last week. But the servers, and we were thinking, especially the last episode of the podcast, that this could be the end of the season if the servers are, permanently down. But literally the next day, the multiplayer servers for Heat 5 went back up. So essentially we treated last week as an off week. And we were going to have an off week this week for Father's Day. But because of the shutdown, and of course we wanted to get the season done on time, we're going to be racing this week. And then we'll start a stretch of 3 consecutive races until our next off week, which is for the 4th of July. Now, going into Sonoma, it's definitely one of, if not the most technical of all the road courses that we run on. And since we are on a game from 2020, it was during a time when the real Cup guys were running the original layout of Sonoma with the carousel before they reconfigured the track to axe the carousel, before they brought the carousel back, and before they axed it again. And of all of the parts of the track, the carousel is definitely the hardest part of it. Not so much the carousel itself, but rather the entry into said carousel. Because it's an uphill braking zone, and I think that part of the track is glitched. Because it is very easy to spin your car out entering the carousel, as well as, either going in too deep or going in too high. It will definitely catch our drivers off guard, and they would want to be careful of that. Now, looking at the point standings, because our last race was at Texas a couple weeks ago, and a very wild win for the 9 of Michael Whitman. And while Tegan Jones does still have the point lead, it is by a very slim margin now. Only 7 points separate Tegan Jones from Michael Whitman. And after tonight, we have 4 races left in the playoffs. 4 races left until the playoffs, sorry. And in terms of the playoff standings, the top 6 drivers, Tegan Jones, Bradley Domer Jr., Michael Whitman, David Wessel, Kamal Wright, and Spencer Boyce, they are in. They are safe with a win. Jared Haw, who's the first guy without a win, he's pretty safe. He's 157 points above the cut line. So is Ryan Parsons, who is 100 points above the cut line. Michael Fox, I would say he's pretty safe in terms of him making the playoffs on points. But definitely Kevin Hall, who's 54 points above the cut line. Like, he would have to make sure he stays in that last position. Now, 54 points above the cut line doesn't sound like a lot, or it does sound like a lot, but in a season where every point matters, it's definitely a very slim margin. And now everyone from 11th on down, so Cameron Morris, Joshua Harris, James Iaconelli, and Anthony Peters and Sal Zavala, as well as Matt Connors and Kevin Williams and JC Tirado, they pretty much have to win their way in to lock themselves into the playoffs. So that's what is going on with that. And so let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup. On the pole is the number 48 of Bradley Domer Jr., who set a new track record with a 131.056. Starting right next to him is Spencer Boyce with a 131.2. Row 2, we have the two Michaels, Michael Whitman, who won our last race at Texas, and Michael Fox, who won our last road course race in general, which is the midweek race at Road America. Row 3, we have a couple Stewart-Haas guys of Ryan Parsons, who is 100 points above that cut line, and Tegan Jones, who is your points leader as well as your playoff leader. Row 4, Cameron Morris, the first car below that cut line, and Kevin Williams. Both those guys need, of course, to win their way into the playoffs. Row 5, we have Joshua Harris and Anthony Peters. Row 6, we have JC Tirado and Kevin Hall. And row 7, and rounding out the field, we have the two other Stewart-Haas guys of David Wessel and Kamal Wright. And for our race notes, the pace speed will be 60 miles per hour, and the stage will be from lap 13 to 14, so the end of lap 13, beginning of lap 14. And of course, since this is a road course, you gotta be cautious around those tight corners. And of course, before the stage ends, the pits are closed with 2 laps to go in that stage. Now, if you make a mistake and go off course, don't be a moron, I would say, and plow over the crowd of racers to get back in the lane if there's no room. So, basically, if you go off the track, make sure the track is clear before rejoining. And again, this is a road course. You gotta be wary of other drivers' braking points. Hopefully we can get this race going. Of course, the servers were down for a couple days, so they did have ample time to fix it. But obviously there's still issues. I mean, the servers are pretty much 4 years old, or maybe even more than that. And it looks like we are good to go here. Of course, we're looking at our pole sitter, Bradley Domer Jr. And starting alongside him, Spencer Boyce, who have won all 4 of our previous road course races in the Cup Series. And those are the two guys that I'm definitely going to have my eye on, especially Bradley Domer Jr. Because of the 4 road course races that the Cup Series has run so far this season, Bradley has won 3 of them, and 2 of them coming in double headers. Of course, talking about Road America and Mid-Ohio. He also won Watkins Glen, and Spencer Boyce won our first road course race of the season at Canadian Tire. So these two guys are definitely going to be the ones to watch. Of course, they are coming out of the carousel. And they are double file, so we should be able to get this race going, hopefully. And as I said, it did take them a few days to fix those servers because they went down. So hopefully we won't run into any more major issues for the rest of the season. Now, of course, there will still be some problems in terms of, the individual drivers and their connection issues. But hopefully we won't have to take multiple attempts to just get the race started. And Bradley has opted to take the left side for the start. And of course, since it is Father's Day, we'd like to say Happy Father's Day to all of our fathers out there. So now, sit back, relax. Green's out now. Go get some wine, boys.
That was kind of a weird start.
It was.
Ooh, some more.
Yeah, I hit the wall already. I'm so skilled.
Oh, God. Oh, God, I'm sorry.
Oh, Anthony, I try to stay off of you when you spun your tires.
I can't see shit. There's so much dirt.
I got damage already. I mean, are you fucking kidding me?
Is it from me or what happened?
No,
Probably me.
Let's kill them.
Right, seeing the...
God, I'm sorry, David. I'm trying not to kick dirt in your face.
I intimidated killed him.
Oh, my God.
Well, I just got...
Oh my God,
rear-ended. I got rear-ended.
Wait, goes on the left, buddy.
I got rear-ended.
I'm sorry, I got slammed into
This was I.
Man, I got damage front and back on that one.
Ah, shit.
Oh, my gosh.
That actually helped me out, Calvon.
Yeah.
Not what I want to hear.
Big lag.
Oh, there's
from
some
the
lagging.
10.
Yep.
Bowman saying he has bad vibration.
back to up because they're lagging with 41, so I would be very careful.
KLW, I'm scared, dude.
Spencer's lagging on my end.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
I'm seeing it.
Sorry, I was fucking lagging. 37 couldn't
He about murdered me there.
He's lagging bad.
Sorry.
Lagging.
God.
Oh, my
Spencer's
God.
lag.
Oh, shit.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Damn, JC. You came in hot on me there, boy.
I can't even see where the cars
Oh,
are.
shit, I didn't even see you next to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's gonna suck.
Sorry.
Damn it!
Oh, there's already.
What the fuck are you doing?
What happened, Spencer?
I don't know. We're in a log jam back here now. Sorry, KLW, my parts. Oh, sorry, Anthony. Frick. My bad, dude. We're good.
Oh, it must be nice to be able to dive bomb in fucking corners like that. I can't fucking.
Well, I got in hot.
So 2 laps in, and we've already had a pretty interesting start of the race. We've seen some guys going off track, and again, going into that carousel, we got some guys, going off into the dead grass. Them wiggling going into that carousel, and even for one of them, I believe it was Joshua Harris, getting up on 2 wheels entering that carousel. And there were even some problems for race leader Bradley Domer Jr. trying to enter the carousel, as Oh, Michael Whitman, who's taken over second. He's off into the grass. And he had second for a little bit, but he got around the 7 of Spencer Boyce, who the drivers are reporting that he has some lag issues. So now he's currently running with 3 of the Fords of Kamal Wright, Joshua Harris, and Cameron Morris. So a bit of a disastrous start for Spencer Boyce in the 7 after starting on the front row. We got the 38 on 2 wheels. We got Kevin Hall off the track. Here's your new second place runner, Michael Fox in the 42, who of course won the midweek race at Road America, which was CFRL's last road course race in general. So of course he's looking to make some noise, get himself his first win of the year. He wants to lock himself into the playoffs with 4 races to go after tonight. And we see Michael Whitman trying to go on a bit of a recovery drive as he got around Parsons for third. But just like that last lap, he goes off the track and he loses 2 more spots. So Michael Whitman also having a bit of a disastrous start. And he goes way wide coming off of that straight. And now he's on 2 wheels through the S's. So we're already seeing some very wild road racing between all these guys, especially the ones who are trying to lock themselves into the playoffs, who are either on or below that cut line. And I understand that some of these guys are desperate, but you don't want to be desperate too early because it might cost you in the long run. But as of right now, Bradley Domer Jr., your pole sitter, is still your leader. But it looks like that 42 of Michael Fox, he's gaining on him ever so much. Especially if Bradley has some mistakes going into that carousel like we just saw there. But as of right now, that 48 is still holding on to that top spot. We are a little over halfway through this first stage now. Now, of course, since we are on a road course, there is one thing that these drivers do have to worry about, especially the ones that, you know, find themselves into the grass off the racing surface, and those are the time penalties. Now, you can go off the track if you're either forced out there or if you enter a corner wrong, but you got to make sure you don't cut the track because it will slow you down and you will lose time and positions, more importantly. We are on lap 7. It is Bradley, still your leader. And he is looking for his 6th win of the 2024 season and his 4th on a road course. Yeah, but that 42 of Michael Fox is keeping him honest. Yeah, but not too far behind the top 2 spots is the 14 of Ryan Parsons. And he's just waiting for his opportunity to strike. We have Tegan Jones running in 4th. Very solid effort so far. Of course, we did just start the race. Of course, Tegan Jones is really fast no matter where we go. And of course, tonight he's looking to be the first driver to get double-digit wins this season. His 10th of 2024. Now, of course, for Tegan Jones, getting a double-digit number of wins in the season, that's basically a second language to him. As he's pretty much done that in pretty much 4 of the last 5 years, I would say. Of course, he is running in 4th, so he's within striking distance of his teammate, Ryan Parsons. And behind him, the guy who's second in points to him, and that is the 9 of Michael Whitman. He started 3rd, but has dropped down to 5th after going off course in the carousel a couple times. Of course, everyone pretty much all spread out. And as you see, Whitman cutting the hairpin at turn 11, trying to gain some time. We have about 5 more laps of this first stage. Everybody's pretty much all spread out. And the 3 of Kevin Williams, he's way off the pace. I believe he is the last car in line. Yeah, he's way on back. Oh, we got the 38 of Anthony Peters running into some trouble. Spinning the car around at the exit of the first corner. Yes, everybody's pretty much all spread out, as really the only battle on track is the battle for the lead. As well as the battle for 4th. Michael Fox, he still has race leader Bradley Domer Jr. in his sights. And of course, it's one of those instances where Fox may gain on Bradley in certain parts of the track, but in other parts, it's Bradley that gains on him. So they are running a pretty even right now. So really, the only chance that Fox has in passing Bradley for the lead is if Bradley makes a mistake, and we are entering the carousel. So let's see what he does here. Oh, he did a little bit of a wheel hop going in there. Oh, but Fox gained quite a bit of time on Bradley, but Bradley gets all that time back on the exit. Now the battle for 4th has become a 3-car fight between Tegan Jones, Michael Whitman, and Kamal Wright. Michael Whitman trying to gain all that ground he lost. Going off in the grass. And everybody pretty much all spread out. Actually, I believe the car that's currently in last, if I can find him here, is the 8 of JC Torado. So both of the Childress cars running in the back. As Torado gets all 4 wheels off into the grass. Thankfully, it didn't result in any sort of penalty, as now we got the battle for 4th heating up. Between the top 2 drivers in points. Whitman right on that back bumper of the 4. And all these guys just trying to use every bit of track they can, even going into the grass if they have to, as a result of all those tire marks. As I believe we are now coming to 2 laps to go in the stage, so the pits are closed. As Whitman again cutting that hairpin turn 11 to try and gain as much as he can. And of course, he has 4 wins this season, so he is safe and locked into the playoffs, as is the 4 of Tegan Jones. As is the race leader, the 48 of Bradley. But Whitman's trying to make that diving move on him. Coming into that carousel. But Whitman got a better line. And he's really gained on Tegan now. He might try to dive him here. But Jones leaves the door wide open for him. But he holds on in that 4th spot for now. Meanwhile, Bradley, the race leader, has really pulled away from 2nd place Michael Fox. So something must have happened to the 42, as we see Anthony Peters go off into the grass. And once again, the 10 of Kamal Wright exits the race early. More internet issues for him, as we are on the last lap of the stage. And Bradley Domer Jr. trying to cement his status as the road course king of the CFRL for 2024. Of course, he will be 1 stage away and 42 laps from doing so. Oh, he cut through that grass just a little bit. And he gets all 4 wheels off of the grass that time. Coming into that corner, he goes a little bit wide. In turn 11, but it's not going to matter. And Bradley Domer Jr. takes the stage win at Sonoma. Michael Fox finishes 2nd. Ryan Parsons 3rd. Tegan Jones holds on for 4th as Michael Whitman gets 5th. Spencer Boyce 6th. Well, hopefully I can see the rest of the finishing order. You see, that's how spread out everyone was. And look, alright, we see 7th place now, and I believe it is the 2 of Cameron Morris. It is. So Cameron Morris finishes 7th. Joshua Harris 8th. Kevin Hall 9th. Hopefully we'll see who finishes 10th here. And it's David Wessel rounding out the top 10. So a dominant performance from Bradley Domer Jr. so far in this race. You still have quite a bit of a ways to go here, though. And anything can happen. Especially on tracks that are as tough as Sonoma. Of course, pit road is open, and that means everybody's gonna file on in. And of course, as per usual, since everybody is on pit road, we will see who has the first pit stall. That way it'll be easier for me to see who wins the race off of pit road. And it looks like it will be the 37 of Kevin Hall that has the first pit stall. And Bradley Domer Jr. is right behind him in the second stall. So a great spot for your race leader as he wins the race off. And it was a bit of a neck and neck fight between Tegan Jones and Ryan Parsons, but it looks like that 4 car got the best of that battle. And it looks like Michael Whitman fell from 5th to about 8th in line, as he did run into the right side wall at the end of the stage, so he probably got some damage from that. So, but I believe after they come out of the carousel, they will double up. And yep, that is exactly what they're doing. As it is really the only truly straight part of the track. So it would make sense why they would choose to double up on that long straightaway after the carousel. And Bradley has elected to take the left side again for the restart. Now, of course, the first corner is a slight left-hander just after the start-finish line. So he has effectively chosen the inside for the restart. Now that we've re-racked them, time to send them on their way again. And how about we crank it up in wine country?
Careful, still there.
Okay. That lag screwed my start.
Oh, shit.
Really bad.
Oh, damn. Quit turning.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
What a stack up.
Yeah, my car quit
Aye.
turning.
Okay. Looked like you got loose. It came over, just barely touched me, and then I seen you spinning back there.
Fucking lag.
Oh.
I can't.
Sorry,
I just
Mike.
got
I got
loud and
slammed in there.
That's crazy. I mean, I seen I hit you, but I didn't get any damage, and it didn't look too bad.
Well, I don't want to be side by side over this hill.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, Casey. Freaking wheel hopped. Oh,
I'm
he's
good.
alright. I'm still going. I'm still
No,
going.
you're not. You're just pushing yourself onto the track on top of me, buddy.
I think we got the wall and the ground speeding.
Oh, it might be a little bit like there.
I'm just gonna
I
go
got
to the
loose.
back and let y'all have an
I'm
orgy.
trying to give you
on that.
room and not spin into you. My guy. Jesus.
Holy dirt
Yeah,
is
you're lagging out,
kicked in
Bradley.
my face and I cannot see it.
What the fuck is going? Well, my god. Alright, I'm done.
Did I hit you down?
I'm not doing this lag. I'm not doing this lag anymore. I'm done.
Holy shit, this damage on. Fuck me.
How is it to you right now? It's fine right now.
I'm missing this corner.
Oh my god. I tried to get back on the cast and I get spin through.
You're fine, Harris. Oh, yeah, Ron. Nope, it's all good. You got it.
I got full in damage now. How did that happen?
I got a few wheels, Mike.
Saw.
I must have hit beat mix when Spencer was merging.
Oh,
God damn it.
KLW, I'm so sorry.
All see our teammates
Different
scrambling at
braking
it.
zone. Yeah, if he wrecks me, I won't even be mad.
Whoa. What the frick?
Careful on her.
Sorry, J. Steve.
You're good. Just keep it going. Keep it going.
This thing does not turn anymore.
Thanks. Here I am again.
Outside damage because it quit turning.
I don't know what I'm watching.
Oh, Kevin, you're lagging.
A little lag there, Bradley.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I guess this whole lobby is going to shit.
Oh,
I have
hey,
to
there's a
slam
corner
the
here.
brake every quarter.
Anyone
This
know
guy
that?
runs like fucking...
Damn.
So another pretty wild restart, as it was pretty much crisis averted for Bradley Domer Jr., your race leader, as he got into the barricades going up the hill into turn 2. That caused a pretty big stack up and allowed the Ford Tegan Jones to take the lead. But Bradley, with his superior skills on the road courses, was able to take it back. But now, because of that damage that he suffered, he's fighting an ill-handling car right now. He's saying that he's lost the turn in it. Now he's, he may be leading, but now he's trying to fight that car all the way around. Hopefully he can get it fixed on the pit stops. But it depends how long it will take to repair the damage, as, oh, he gets a little bit sideways and goes off course a bit. So crisis averted, but potentially another disaster for Bradley Domer Jr., your race leader. As now we have a new second place runner The 9 of Michael Whitman, his teammate. He's trying to take advantage of his teammate's ill-handling car. And there was also some talk on the race chatter that there was a bit more lag from the 7 of Spencer Boyce. And because of that, we have our second casualty of the race. And that is the 41 of David Wessel. So 2 Stuart Haas cars out of the race pretty early. As Ryan Parsons and Tegan Jones are running 3rd and 4th respectively. But as we have a battle for 4th between Jones as well as the 42 of Michael Fox, who, as a result of that stack up caused by Bradley hitting the barricades, it sent him all the way back to 5th after restarting 2nd. Oh, but he dives it into the hairpin way deep. He was able to make it stick. And Fox takes 4th place. As we're still seeing race leader Bradley Domer Jr. trying to drive that car as best as he can. But that front ride damage is definitely going to hinder him. But he still has a pretty safe buffer between himself and 2nd place. Michael Whitman. But now we got a battle for 2nd. Between Whitman and Parsons. Parsons, he had the door open. Or Whitman had the door open for Parsons. But he thought better of it. But it looks like that gap is a lot smaller now. Michael Whitman trying to get his 5th win of the season and 2nd win in a row. Now it looks like we have a battle for 3rd between the 42 and the 14. Sure, Bradley may be leading, but I think Michael Fox has the fastest car on track right now. Looks like Whitman cut that corner there just a bit, but he's still going. No penalties for him. And Bradley has really built that gap back up. Well, now this battle for 2nd is 3 cars. The 9, the 14, and 42. And Bradley's over there in the lead saying, hey, I may have an ill-handling car because of my damage. But I want you guys to keep battling because that'll let me pull away. So that way when I go into pit and repair the damage, I can still come out as the race leader. Oh, Whitman on 2 wheels, he gets off into the grass, and that's going to allow Ryan Parsons to take second. And it'll almost allow Michael Fox to take third away. And now things are really starting to bunch up, as we got a battle for third and a battle for sixth. The battle for third between Parsons, Whitman, and Fox, and this battle for sixth between Tegan Jones, Kevin Hall, and Spencer Boyce. Oh, Tegan Jones goes way deep into that hairpin. He's able to hang on to sixth for now. And all the while, while all that's going on, Bradley Domer Jr. has built, I would say, an even larger gap than it was at the finish of the stage, because of all that battling. But it looks like Ryan Parsons has broken away from that scrap, as he now sets his sights on race leader Bradley Domer Jr. Now, of course, since we are on a road course, strategy doesn't really come into play all that much around here. Of course, it is a very important part of every race that we run. But on road courses, tire and fuel management is definitely a lot easier, even though we run ×3 wear and fuel consumption. But I'm looking at Whitman String right now. We have 32 laps to go, and they're still their tires are still in pretty good shape, and there's about 12 laps worth of fuel left. 12 laps of fuel. So really, these guys only need to make one green flag pit stop as Bradley gets on 2 wheels entering the carousel. So yeah, these guys only need to make one green flag pit stop. There may be one pit stop, but one green flag stop, but it's definitely going to be the money stop. And as we see, Michael Fox has gotten around Michael Whitman for third. And Michael Whitman trying to get him back through that hairpin. But he stays in fourth for now. As we also have a battle for fifth between Kevin Hall and Tegan Jones, as Hall gets a little too wide in that first corner. That's going to allow Tegan Jones to get away. But now he's under attack from the 7 of Spencer Boyce, and of course, he's the one that's been having all of the lag issues tonight, apart from Kamal Wright. So, of course, how will his lag play a factor in this battle? And now Kevin Hall goes on 2 wheels. It's very hard to control your car when it gets on 2 wheels like that. And you're just hoping that when those other 2 tires come back down onto the racing surface, you're still on it. We got Ryan Parsons pretty much all by his lonesome in second. Oh, we got another making contact with the 2 Michaels making contact with one another as they battle for third. But Fox still hangs on to it. Oh, but Whitman cuts the grass going into turn 2 or 3 here. And they're side by side once again. Oh, but Whitman gets the better of it. So put Michael Whitman up in the third. Oh, Whitman's in the grass. Cuts way too deep into the grass on the left side. Fox gets a great run through that carousel. But Whitman chops his nose off. And now look at Tegan Jones. He's trying to get involved in this fight. As is the 37 and the 7. So we have a 5-car battle for third right now. Oh, Michael Whitman got way loose coming off of that corner. Hits the wall. And that's going to send him back. All the way back to, I believe that is 7th. Yeah, it's going to send him back to 7th. Yeah, coming into turn 10. Yeah, he just hit that rumble strip wrong, and he just lost control and hit the wall. Oh, but Spencer Boyce gets loose. And of course, Spencer Boyce, again, he is the one that's having the issues with lag. So another rough go for the 2023 champion, who's currently 2nd in points. Now he's just hoping that pit strategy will play in his favor. And Bradley still way out in front. Oh, he makes a little bit of a mistake going in that carousel. A little bit of 2 wheels, a little bit of sideways, a little getting into the grass, but it hasn't affected his gap all that much. As they're going to be coming to 27 laps to go. Doesn't sound like a lot of laps left. But on a track like this, with lap times of about 1.5 minutes, especially if you're leading, it'll feel like an eternity. Let's take a lap around Sonoma with Bradley. A pair of left-handers going up the hill into turn 3. So a lot of elevation changes here. Going down the hill, making a sharp right. A sweeping right-hander into that carousel, and this is where a lot of the guys have been making all their mistakes. Coming out of the carousel onto the very long straight, which does have a bit of a kink, because they do use part of the drag strip. And now into those S's. And we've definitely seen some of our guys cut that part of the S's there to try and gain some time. Now he's in the hairpin. Slowing down to an absolute crawl there. Oh, we got trouble. It's Michael Whitman that spun out coming out of the hairpin. Oh, that was the issue. He was lagged into by Spencer Boyce. And of course, he too was involved in that. So, because it was an accident that was caused by lag, that is an automatic caution. So this will be the race back to the line. For race leader Bradley Domer Jr., this is both a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is that he can go down pit road and repair that damage. But it's a bad thing because his lead will be gone. And it's a pretty sizable lead over second place Ryan Parsons. So the caution is out. Or it is the caution not out. Oh, looks like they're still green. Well, that's a bit odd. They're still running, even though it was a 2-car incident that was caused by lag. I think the rules may be different because it's a road course. So that's pretty wild there. So yeah, we are definitely still green. So, yeah, that's a bit of a, yeah, good thing for Bradley, because he does get to keep his lead. And we got one car on pit road, and that is the 37 of Kevin Hall. Actually, we have two cars on pit road. The other being the 12 of Joshua Harris. And I believe Spencer Boyce also came down pit road. So Bradley Domer Jr. still out front. Ryan Parsons is still second. Michael Fox still third. Tegan Jones still fourth. Michael Whitman still fifth. Actually, Michael Whitman has actually overtaken a couple cars, so he is now in fifth. But he gets sideways coming off of that hairpin. Yeah, he cut that apron, or cut the hairpin a little too much. Got on the gas a little too early, and that's what sent him around. We have about 23 laps to go now. Got another car on pit road, and that's the 2 of Cameron Morris. So I believe the green flag pit stops have started. But something happened to Ryan Parsons. I believe he got loose coming off of that corner just after the carousel. But I think he lagged out. I think he lagged out of the race. So a third Stewart-Haas car knocked out by lag. Either that or he just quit the race altogether. So now Tegan Jones is the only Stewart-Haas car that's still running. I believe he is now in third place. And I am looking at Whitman's stream, and it does say that he has about 2 laps of fuel left, so it should be time for the race leaders to start thinking about coming in at some point within the next couple of laps. And Michael Fox overshoots the corner, or overshoots the hairpin. And Bradley's still out front, but I believe Fox has been gaining a little bit each lap. Yeah, Fox is really there now. Of course, they do have pit stops coming up, and the big question is, how many seconds of damage does Bradley have? Oh, but he gets onto the hill on the inside of the carousel, and that's going to allow Fox to take the lead. So a huge mistake from Bradley Domer Jr. in the carousel. And that will give Michael Fox the lead. Before they come in the pit. Oh, but Bradley gets sideways into the grass. Yeah, and the top two cars are in now. And now we shall see how long Bradley's stop is. As we see the 9 of Michael Whitman also in. And Tegan Jones will inherit the lead. And Michael Fox will beat Bradley out. And the gap has gotten a little bit bigger. Since Bradley's mistake in the carousel. That allowed Fox to take the lead. Oh, but Bradley gets into the grass. Now here's an interesting scenario for Bradley. He's now running second and he has to chase Fox down. Especially after dominating the entire race up to that cycle of stops, or at least until that his climb up the hill on the inside of the carousel. I'm sure either Bradley chose not to repair the damage, or the damage wasn't as bad as we all thought. And we got Tegan Jones in the pits. That will more than likely cycle Michael Fox back out into the lead. And yes, it does. So it looks like we're going to be seeing a situation that's very similar to the Cup race at Watkins Glen. With Fox leading and Bradley in second. And Bradley showing that he's not afraid to bump you out of the way when push comes to shove. But Bradley does have a little bit of work to do. Yeah, Bradley's able to cut that part of the S's a little bit better than Michael Fox, who prefers to stay on track. And I believe Tegan Jones has inherited third place. Actually, no, he's running in fifth place. My apologies. It's actually Kevin Hall that's in third now. So Kevin Hall third. Michael Whitman fourth. As Kevin Hall gets into the grass, Michael Whitman gets into the grass. So it's an all Chevy top four as Whitman makes a pretty big lunge going into that sharp right-hander, leading up to the carousel, as he now takes over third. But Hall bobbled a little bit in that carousel. But it is still an all Chevy top four. And as you saw in that background there in that camera angle, yeah, that was the lead. Those were the two leaders. So a very large gap between the top two. So I believe this battle for fifth here is for position between Tegan Jones and Spencer Boyce. Of course, Spencer Boyce, he won the first road course race of the season at Canadian Tire. But of course tonight he's been having issues with lag. And I'm sure Tegan Jones is driving as hard as he can to make sure that Spencer Boyce stays behind him. That way he won't be another victim of his lag, as we saw earlier between Spencer and Michael Whitman. And we got another car on pit road, and that is the 12 of Joshua Harris. Not sure if it's a stop or a lag out, but he is on pit road. Another tough break for the Fords, as now they're coming up on lap traffic. Bradley has really gained on Fox because of that. Yeah, and Kevin Williams gets out of the way. Now, because of that lap traffic, Bradley has gained quite a bit on Fox now. But Fox is still hanging tough out front. And Bradley makes a diving move. Of course, he cuts that beginning part of the S's, hoping to gain as much time as he can, and it looks like it definitely has that time. He's there now. So it looks like we're going to be seeing another Watkins-Glen situation. Oh, Bradley might have given him the bump. Michael Fox trying to hold on to his lead. Bradley Domer Jr. trying to get around him. As we now have 15 laps to go. And I'm looking at Whitman's stream. We have 15 to go. And he has about 14 laps of fuel. I'm sure it'll change it to 13 this time. So these guys might have to make another stop to top off on fuel. So they might not make it to the end. But of course, a road course like this is a great place to practice your fuel saving as Bradley gets way on into the grass. Especially for guys like Michael Fox, who have been using a shifter to save fuel last season, as well as the 41 and David Wessel. So much so that they had to create a new rule that prevents them from doing that. And Bradley with a potentially costly mistake. Coming off that last corner before the hairpin. Bradley with another pretty big mistake in the carousel. But it seems like that might have helped him maintain that gap, though. I think he actually might have cut the carousel there a little bit. So I was kind of telling the truth about these guys having to make one more green flag pit stop. Oh wait, I forgot there wasn't a caution that came out. My apologies for that. So actually I lied. So these guys have to make one more stop now. But I'm sure that last stop will be to top off on fuel. Especially if they're not able to save it, as Bradley gets wicked loose off of turn 2 or 3 there, the first one up the hill. So yeah, that will be that costly mistake for him. So now it looks like Michael Fox will be able to breathe a little easier now. But of course, he's just hoping that he doesn't make a mistake himself. Meanwhile, the battle for 5th is still on between Tegan Jones and Spencer Boyce. Tegan Jones still out front of him, though. And Kevin Hall, he's currently in 3rd. Bit of a scrap between himself and Michael Whitman. And he's able to hold on to that bottom step of the podium for now. So it'll be a great result for him. I believe he is the driver who is just above that cut line by 54 points as he gets into the grass there. So if he finishes where he is, it'll definitely help out his playoff chances. At least in terms of making it in on points if he doesn't win a race. Yeah, looks like Joshua Harris is done for the night also. Spencer Boyce gets off the track and hits the wall there. And that's sharp right. So now Tegan Jones can breathe a bit of a sigh of relief. And it looks like they're coming up on another lap car here. Or at least the race leader, Michael Fox, is, and it is the 38 of Anthony Peters. With a 14-car field and 4 cars out of the race, that means everyone still running is guaranteed a top 10. And now let's see what Fox does with the lap car of Anthony Peters here. Now, of course, he does have to be careful. And Anthony Peters is hoping to try and get out of the way. Either that, or Peters can hold that 42 up so that way Bradley can catch up. And Fox right on that back bumper of that lap car now. Yep, Anthony Peters does get out of the way. Oh, he goes way off track there. That first left-hander. But now what's Bradley gonna do? Yep, Anthony Peters gets out of the way for Bradley. Bradley Domer Jr. trying his best to gain all that time he lost. But it looked like he has gained just a little bit, though. He's hoping that the final green flag pit stops will change his fortunes. The 42 of Fox is right there. He can see him. But he may be a little too far ahead. Everyone pretty much all spread out as the 38 of Anthony Peters is the first car on pit road. And really the only battle on track as of right now is this battle for, I believe, 6th between Spencer Boyce and Cameron Morris. Of course, we saw what happened the last time that a driver was behind Spencer Boyce, who's been having issues with lag. saw a two-car incident involving Boyce and the 9 of Michael Whitman. That somehow wasn't a caution, even though it was clearly a two-car incident caused by lag. But it is what it is. We are going to see the race play out as Michael Whitman moves up to third. So something happened to Kevin Hall. Either that or he made an early stop. I'm gonna double check on it. Yeah, Kevin Hall made his final pit stop early. And Fox has gained even more on Bradley. And Bradley pushing as hard as he can, but he may be pushing a little too much. And that's what's causing him to make mistakes. We have 9 laps to go now. Or 8. Yeah, it's actually 7 laps to go. Yeah, I went back a little too far in Whitman's stream. We have 7 laps to go. In 2 more laps, there will be no more cautions. And 5 laps, if you're Michael Fox and at a track like this, it will feel like an eternity. Now we got trouble in the carousel as Michael Whitman spun around. Oh, he lost it coming out of the carousel. And he spun around, so put Tegan Jones up to third. And Spencer Boyce has gotten around him. Yeah, so Spencer Boyce moves up to fourth. And so now we have 6 laps to go. And Michael Fox still trying to hold on to that lead. And of course he's trying to save as much fuel as he can without the aid of a shifter. As they now come into the hairpin. Five laps to go. No more cautions. So whatever happens from here on out, just happens. And Bradley still trying to push and pushing his car to the absolute limit to try to catch up to race leader Michael Fox. Bradley Domer Jr. with the most dominant car in the early stage of the race. Hitting the barriers just after the restart to begin the final stage. Ultimately, that damage hurt his car in the long run. And Michael Fox was able to take advantage of it. And after leading pretty much the entirety of the first half of the race, Bradley's now trying to play catch up. He has 4 laps left to make it happen, though. And he's just hoping that Michael Fox makes some sort of mistake. At this point, that's really the only chance that Bradley has in catching up to that 42 of Michael Fox. They're coming up to another group of lap cars, so how will they play a factor in this battle? And another question is, will they even have time to get up to that group? If Fox overshot the hairpin, Bradley royally overshoots the hairpin. 3 to go. And the lap cars that Fox is catching up to is the pair of Cameron Morris and JT Tirado. And at this point, Bradley is just hoping that Michael Fox has a massive mistake. Because him overshooting that hairpin has really cost him. He might get to the aid of Tirado in time here. Two laps to go. And he has pretty much caught up to that lap car of JC Tirado. And Fox is just hoping that Toronto gets out of his way. And if you're JC Toronto, you do have to be mindful about getting out of Fox's way. But of course, if you're Fox with the lead that you have, you don't really need to do anything. You can kind of just cruise it on from here. White flag is out. Final lap at Sonoma. And what a race this has turned out to be. Bradley Domer Jr., the most dominant car for pretty much a stage and a half. But on the restart, at the start of the final stage, he hits the right side barricades after that first left kink. That damage has pretty much affected him over the course of that race, over the course of this race. And Michael Fox was able to take advantage of it. And not only that, but save enough fuel to make it to the end. He's coming out of the hairpin. No shifter, no problem. Michael Fox wins at Sonoma. Bradley gets second. And it looks like Tegan Jones will hang on to third. And Michael Whitman gets fourth. And it looks like Kevin Hall will get a very solid top 5 with a 5th place finish. Michael Fox with his first win of the 2024 season, becoming the 7th different winner this season, and more importantly, locking himself in to the playoffs. Before tonight, he was 9th in points. He was 9th in the playoff standings, I should say. 83 points above the cut line. Well, he doesn't have to worry about points now. And it was Spencer Boyce that gets the fastest lap with a a 135. A 130.5. Now let's go ahead and get your race winner, Michael Fox, in here. And there he is, your race winner, Michael Fox.
Yeah.
For pretty much that first part of the race, you had the second best car, but after that damage affected Bradley's handling, you were able to take advantage of it. So take us through, how did you feel knowing about Bradley's damage slowing him down?
I really don't know. I mean, I saw him just go at it hard in that one corner and hit the wall, but a little after that, I was like stuck behind some other drivers and I was like being held back. Just trying to like run as fast as I could, but it was just, it's kind of a tough track to try and pass someone, so I was just kind of laid back a bit. But throughout the whole run, but at the end of that first run, I was catching him, and he messed up one of the corners. I think it was the carousel where I passed him, and then a little after that, I pitted, and then we all just kept going around, and I mean, I was just running all nice and smooth, just basically slow and steady. But I was also just keeping up my pace and all that. But I mean, I was a bit worried about like Bradley catching me and passing me, but he kept messing up, and I pulled away, and that kind of sealed my win. I thought Ryan was gonna be another one to like pull off a win, but he lagged out. It's kind of a unfortunate thing to happen. But of all the tracks for me to finally get my win for this season, of all the tracks, one of the tracks that I hated, I do it at this one. So I mean, it is that carousel that most of us really hate, in that orange box entering pit road that haunts me.
To clean that kitchen?
Yeah.
Well, get on
I'll get it.
No, now.
Okay.
Well, I'll go ahead.
Done before we got back.
All right. Well.
Well, I won't keep you for much longer, but I will say you were able to not use the shifter to save on fuel when it got low. You got yourself your first win of the season, so you don't have to worry about making the playoffs on points. So, but congratulations on your win tonight, and we'll see you next week. And I believe it's Martinsville, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is Martinsville.
To be honest, I was using my shifter in a different way. I was not using neutral at all. So, but yeah, I'll head out of here and let you get Bradley if he joins in and does his interview. And I gotta do kitchen duty.
Yeah, I won't keep you long.
All right. Good fun race though, and thank you for streaming. All right.
And while he cleans up the kitchen, I will bring in the second place finisher, Bradley Domer Jr. Had a very strong car for the first half of the race. But ultimately, that mistake on the restart of that second stage, hitting that barricade, is what ultimately did him in. Of course, I did send Bradley the invite, but I will give him about another minute for him to come in here. But of course, a very dominant car. Hoping to get another win on a road course this season, but ultimately it wasn't meant to be. But of course, he does still have the most wins of anybody on the road courses this season. And second place is still a very solid result. But obviously, Bradley wanted more than that. Alright, so I will go ahead and bring in your third place finisher, Tegan Jones. So I would say he was the one bright spot in terms of the Fords in this one. As all three of his teammates and pretty much all of the Fords lagged out of the race. And there he is, your third place finisher, Tegan Jones. But a very good day for you, but it was overall a very rough one for the Fords. But take us through that. Take us through the race and tell us about it, what it looked like.
It was just going to be a race where I just needed to get points. And I was very fortunate to outpoint Michael in both stages by, one position. So that's 2 points that I can take with me to Martinsville. So, yeah, I knew I wasn't going to win this race unless some bullshit happened. And it was just going to come down to, saving my shit. Unfortunately, I was in a position on both of the last runs where I had to save front tires on both runs, so I couldn't go hard like everybody else could. So that's unfortunate. That seems like I didn't have that problem here last year. As far as the other Fords, is just one was lagging too much, which was Wessel, so he wasn't dealing with it. Harris was having issues with the track. He didn't like it, so he quit to watch the race. Ryan actually straight up just lagged out while running second. So, to be honest, Ryan probably could have had a top 3 finish, but yeah, it's just one of those races where half the people were laggy on their screen and the other half wasn't. So, yeah, it's just very fortunate to get a top 3 finish. It seems like everybody else is just freaking really fast here compared to what I can run here. Everybody can attack the corners, the left and right, and I have to wait on the throttle, and that's a second a lap. So to finish 30 seconds behind sounds about right, considering that we went about 20 laps there at the end on a run. So I'll take my top 3 and I'll go to the house with it. We'll go to Martinsville and try to do it again.
Yeah, and speaking of Martinsville, that's where we're heading next week. What's your game plan going into that? Because I know, I believe you almost won the spring race there last year.
Well, we just had a late caution there last year that kind of gave me that opportunity, and then me and Bradley got the racing for second, kind of let Spencer get away. So uh, I've got a feeling I kind of know how this race is going to go next week as well. It's just I've got to get on back on here and figure out what I had a couple years ago here with the tire wear and stuff like that compared to everybody else. So I got to outpoint Mike. Which Mike's not racing next week, so he's going to the New Hampshire race. Unless it for some reason rains out again for the fourth year in a row. Um, so if he doesn't make the race next week, that's half points for him. That'll kind of help me out a little bit for the regular season championship. Hopefully, knock on wood. But I just got to figure it out. I got to do some practice, and I spent a lot of time at Sonoma, considering that we had 2 weeks to do it, considering that the game went down and shit like that. So yeah, I guess I'll get on starting tomorrow and just work on Martinsville next.
Well, we'll see what happens there, but congratulations on a very good third place finish despite the struggles of the Fords, and we'll see you next week at Martinsville.
Thanks for broadcasting.
Of course. All right, let's go ahead. Get your fourth place finisher. That is Mr. Michael Whitman. Had a pretty decent car the entire time, but it's just some of the mistakes he made, as well as that little lag incident between himself and Spencer Boyce is what kept them from finishing any higher. And there he is, your fourth place finisher, Michael Whitman. Another pretty up and down day for you, I'd say, but you came away with a fourth place finish. But I bet those mistakes you kind of made earlier in the race kind of left you wanting a little bit more than just fourth.
Yeah, I felt like I had a car. I don't know if it was as consistently good as the 42 and the 48, but I felt like it was near them. Just made some mistakes here and there. I think I committed too hard to saving fuel and went too much into it and didn't run hard in the beginning of the run because I feel like that's not. I just contradicted my own kind of thoughts on strategy and messed up in that. And then Spencer got angry that I did his impression and brake checked me and I wrecked me. So it was good to recover from that, I guess. I told him to get a move on. He didn't like that very much and hit the brakes. So that's probably what I get for messing with him. But fourth place is a solid finish. Good points day. Only lost about 2 points to Tegan. So yeah, solid day.
Yeah, and speaking of that run-in with Spencer, we of course heard on the race chatter that he was having issues with lag, and honestly, when I saw you two get together, I thought it was because of lag, and that obviously would have resulted in a caution, but we stayed green anyway. So, take us through that incident between you and Spencer.
I just told him to get a move on, and he brake checked me in the middle of the straightaway, slammed the brakes. It gave me about 10% aero damage, spun me all the way out. So, yeah, I've not really much to say about that. He flat out brake checked me because he didn't like what I had to say. I mean, that's really all to that. I've done something similar like that before to somebody, so I really can't talk. It's of course frustrating to be on that side of the deal, but nothing you can do now. I'll keep that in mind. I mean, I put him in the dirt later, so and it all kind of worked out. But I'll definitely keep that moment in mind later in the year.
Yeah, now going to your teammate, Bradley Domer Jr., I wasn't able to get him in here for an interview, but I bet it's a heartbreaking result to see your teammate, who had a really dominant car, just fall short there at the end there.
Yeah, Bradley's road course king for a reason. I mean, he's quick no matter where we go, and no matter how much practice he gets. I had to work all week to be competitive, so just a real big testament to him, and even a good second place finish is a good run for him tonight. Of course, it's not what he wanted. He wanted to pick up the W, but just a good run for Mind Killer. Big win for him. He needed that. He's been knocking on the door lately, so that's well deserved for him. But yeah, no, I feel bad for Bradley, of course, because he puts in a lot of work, especially at the road courses. So yeah, just feel for him on that one.
Yeah, but it was a pretty wild result for you, but it was a good one nonetheless. Congratulations on your fourth place finish, and I would say I'll see you next week at Martinsville, but you're going to be going to the New Hampshire race next week.
I am. We'll see if it rains. If it rains, then I'll be here, of course, for Martinsville, and that could play out kind of interestingly. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But if it doesn't rain, then I will not be here. Yeah. Looks like it's kind of up in the air right now if it rains or not. So we'll see about that. But thank you, Kylo. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, it's a bit of a race time decision, I would say, next week for Michael Whitman at Martinsville. But now we will now before we end stream, we will go ahead and bring in Kevin Hall, the fifth place finisher. So another pretty good run for him, and that will definitely help him out trying to make the playoffs on points. And there he is, your fifth place finisher, Kevin Hall. A very solid result for you, considering that you're the last car above that cut line. How did it feel getting yourself a top five and that helping out with your point situation? Yeah, I think your audio might have cut out there, and yeah, his audio definitely cut out. As funny how he. And the funny thing was, you were talking about lag, but then it sounded like your audio cut out, and I got the notification saying you can't chat with Kevron because of a network error. Yeah, it definitely did. But of course, next week is Martinsville. So yeah, have any plans for that? And we'll see what happens with that. But congratulations on a very good top 5 for you, and we'll see you next week at Martinsville. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I will. Same to you, man. All right, and I think I will call stream here. But yeah, a pretty wild race at Sonoma overall. And just when you think that Bradley has the race all locked up, a mistake on the restart of that second and final stage is what ultimately did him in. And Michael Fox was able to capitalize on it and get his first win of the 2024 season. And with that, I'd like to thank you all for watching. And of course, on Wednesday, we're going to be, I believe the midweek guys are actually going to be off this coming week. So yeah, it's Sunday the 16th. So yeah, the midweek guys are going to be off. And then after that, they will actually race at Loudon, New Hampshire on the 26th. And then, of course, next week we're going to be going short track racing at Martinsville, and I'm sure Spencer Boyce would love to get himself another win there, considering that he got his first career win at Martinsville last season. So hopefully he can repeat. And I'm glad we're back. The servers are back up, and hopefully we won't run into any more issues, especially as we get toward the end of the season. But again, thank you all for joining us. Don't forget to like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and of course, midweek's off on Wednesday, and we'll see you next week at Martinsville. So have a good night, everyone.